Welcome back to Boys Love His Man 2, the only place on YouTube.com where two married gay men talk about this show. I'm gonna say it. I don't know if it's true, but I would be I nichified it so much that I think that's right.
I think we're the only...
I would say, here, I can take it a step further. The only interracial gay married couple
in their 30s in the
Midwest talking about His Man season 2.
Yeah.
From a critical lens.
Very critical.
So critical. It's giving critical.
Can I just say,
No.
out of everything we've done
Okay.
in this nonsense of a show, of all
Which
the shows,
one? Oh, just everything.
of all the shows that we've recapped, I would say this is the most passionate the comments have been. Just like of people like really passionate about what's happening on the show. I don't think people are like critical of us or like mad at us. They're not taking it out on us, but people just have really strong feelings and emotions about what's happening on the show. And it's kind of crazy because it's just people trying to find
well,
a partner.
I think people put a lot of themselves into contestants on a reality show, especially reality dating show.
Especially queer reality dating shows, because there's not a lot.
There's so few of them. I think people also deeply care about people's feelings being hurt.
Yeah. Especially because these are, obviously it's a reality show, these are just regular people going through these things.
The only point I think maybe needs to be reemphasized is like, I don't think any of the people on the show in season 1 or season 2 or most dating shows in general who are actively going on to be like, I'm going to be mean and antagonistic. I think it's definitely possible for most people to have really good intentions, and sometimes they misjudge a situation and do stuff that like isn't ideal. Mm-hmm. And so people's feelings can get hurt anyway, but I think that's human nature.
Yes, that's the part of the humanity of it. I also do not... The argument about like people doing stuff so that they can just promote themselves. I know that happens a lot in like American reality shows. I don't see that at all for these Korean reality shows.
Even on American shows, I really don't think it happens on American dating shows.
No.
Except for like
Bachelor, like contestants on The Bachelor, because there's so many. Like it's just like it's
yes, but yes, it's still like on The Bachelor. You are going on the show, and the end goal of The Bachelor, The Bachelorette is that you are going to marry the person at the end of the show.
Yeah.
This isn't even that high stakes. This is like, do you have a connection, and would you like
would you like to date?
Date after the show is over, potentially, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
I just think that like, I think the only shows I can think of that were like dating shows where you could tell some contestants had like ulterior motives, and not nefarious ulterior motives, just like they're doing it to get a step up in any kind of situation, is like Flavor of Love. Like the VH1 era dating reality shows where it was like you were marrying a or you were dating a celebrity.
Well, also because like there was a chance that if you really like were entertaining in that show, then VH1 capitalizes on it, and you become...
I think maybe that's the only thing I can say about Bachelor, Bachelorette, is because they use the previous seasons, somebody from the previous season to do the next...
be chosen. Yeah.
Right. So I do think from that standpoint, you want to be...
You can be a franchise.
You could be a franchise, but it's not necessarily that, like, again, it's not like you're a bad person. Yeah. It's just like, maybe I'll like...
Messy.
Be myself. Yeah. Maybe I'll be too sweet, or like you'll have to stand out in some way. But this happens on Drag Race too.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that any of the 8 contestants on the show are doing anything that makes it be like, I'm going to capitalize off of this in some way.
Or that I am going out of my way to be like messy. Or
Girl the Storm.
I know.
For Jungkook's tears.
Tears will be your chaser for your wife. Yeah, it's just really unfortunate because all of these guys are just doing their best.
I genuinely believe
that. Even at the messiest, and we get that a lot in this episode, even at the messiest of someone making choices to like go out there, it's all intention. They explain like it in the intention of, I just want to make sure that I don't get forgotten.
Yes.
There's one more day left.
Yes.
And I feel like I haven't made any progress with the person that I like.
Listen, we'll just be honest. Our comment section has been wild.
For this show specifically.
For this show more than any show that we've ever watched before. This is just how... It's what dating
works.
is.
It's just how dating works.
Sometimes you mess up and then your connection gets missed. Sometimes you realize that you like someone, but they've then moved on to a new person.
Yeah.
And like you have missed that connection. That is... that's what it is. I mean, that's literally what life is.
I think the girls need to date. I think the girls need to go out there.
Everybody go out on a date.
Everyone go out on a date. And I think
that's your homework for the week.
You'll have a little bit more understanding of the choices and the decisions that people make, just to watch out for them, like to take care of themselves, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
The voicemails.
The voicemails. Jun-sung had gotten a voicemail.
Yes.
From Sungho.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's where we ended the episode before.
So he is very pleased with the situation that he currently finds himself in.
And then calls
Sungho and tells him, I can wait longer.
I can wait longer. I mean, they've really... It's so funny because this show just becomes... their show. And
these 2 episodes are wild.
And everyone is literally like, well, there they are. Two lovers. It's already like... then
it's established.
Yep.
So, fine. Min-sung goes down. Hyungjin then calls Min-sung. Fine. Everyone on the show at this point is like very aware that the show is about to end. They keep referencing like the last day is coming up.
Literally everyone has brought it up.
Yes. So I think that spurs Hyungjin into being like, I have no time left. And I also think most people kind of know that June, I'm just going to say June and Jin. June and Min-sung have something.
Have something already, and it's like pretty clear.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, June is... He's fully at the end of these episodes, he's like, they already know we're a thing. Why does he keep going after my man?
Woo! June goes down, and he has no voicemails. Mm-hmm. Which we knew. But also, like, that would suck after you went on that awesome date with Min-sung. And then you're like, I bet I'm going to have a voicemail. Yeah. And then you don't have a voicemail.
Yeah.
And so I think because of this, because he didn't get a voicemail.
He calls Sonu instead.
He calls Sonu instead to be like, I'm grateful for you trying to, like...
help me and...
play matchmaker, basically.
And this is... now I've seen a recurring theme for Hyungjun. Is that he definitely is he's a spur of the moment, impulsive decision maker.
Yes.
Because it happens multiple times in these episodes.
Yep.
That is always like, if you're kind of proving the things that Min-sung is kind of
nervous about
with you. Is that you guys have personality clashing.
Right. But I also think, like, I understand. I mean, like, I would feel bad, too. I literally
would do the same. I feel like I would do the same thing with Hyungjun.
Right. You have to call someone.
Yeah.
You just didn't get a voicemail. You had some AI robot tell you, sorry, your mailbox is empty, girly pop.
Nida.
I would be...
Yeah.
I would be like, fuck, I don't want to call Min-sung. He didn't call me.
Yeah. And I think it's also part of there's a little bit of their exchange too. There's a cat and mouse that I think both of them know that is happening.
Yes,
that I think they do.
But I also think he doesn't want to pressure.
He doesn't want to pressure.
That's also a theme that happens over these 2 episodes where he was like, I don't want to over pressure.
I don't want to. Yes, because they have to make a decision. I think it's very obvious that Min-sung does have to make a decision between 2 people. Also,
yes, we've moved from one love triangle to the other love triangle. Okay, he calls Sonu. It's very nice. Sanu's like, "You're welcome."
And Minsung's like,
Minsung's I heard him call you. He was like, he just was calling as like a thing. It's a gratitude. Okay, Youngie goes down. His voicemail is from Jungkook. No surprise. Jungkook says that he wants to
skydive with him.
Skydive and bungee jump and skydive with him. No, not for me. Absolutely not for me in any way, shape, or form. No.
Sometimes I think about maybe I can do it, but no, I don't think I can.
I don't even think you keep being
I
like...
can do the like paragliding thing. I think so, because there's another person there with me helping. Which, I mean, I guess in skydiving.
That's also how it works in skydiving.
No.
I couldn't. I have a fear of falling. So I would definitely not be able to skydive or bungee jump. Yeah. I do think I'd actually be okay with paragliding, because it's not like falling.
Yeah. I think so, too. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too, same.
Yeah.
And then Youngie calls Sunu. And I think at this point, Youngie is like,
it's gonna be done. I'm just gonna stick to one person.
We're too far into the game for me to now decide, well, maybe I should explore other options. Yeah. Probably. We have 2 days left.
And he actually brings up when he hears Jungkook's voicemail, he's very aware that like they are both
in a very similar
predicament that they are pining for someone that doesn't really like them back, but like there's no other option for them, really.
I think he thinks Sunu maybe likes him, though.
Yeah.
Sungho goes down. He has a voicemail, as we know, from both Sunu and Junsung. And Sanu's voicemail is like really verbose. Like he really has a command of like what he wants to say. And like, I think he's actually very sweet. And he's like, I really notice you a lot. And like, you're very important to me, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
Very sweet, very kind.
But they keep bringing up that like they've learned a lot from each other.
Yes.
Because I really think the thought that they both they didn't really think they would connect at all. Like I think their first impression of each other really was that like, oh, I have nothing in common with them.
Compared to Junsung's voicemail, who is like not really eloquent, but you can tell how intense he is about how much he likes Sungho.
Yeah. And just really sure about like, I know where I stand. I kind of don't care about what you may or may not do. I don't think he feels like I'm pressuring him. I think he feels like he wouldn't care so much. He would have told me no by now. Yeah. If there wasn't actually a chance.
A chance, yeah. I don't know what Junsung would have done the rest of the show, though. Because there's no one else that he likes. No. So Sungho calls Junsung. And we love to see it. It's the first actual
call that they have with each other.
Yeah. Where Sungho has called him. Yeah. It's great.
And I would say from here on out, it's like has been decided.
Yeah.
That Sungho is like, I think I actually like Junsung.
Yeah, Sungho has decided between the two. Yep. Minsung goes down. He's gotten a voicemail from Hyungjun. Not Hyungjin, because as we remember, Hyungjin had called Sonu and left a voicemail for him. So he gets a voicemail from Hyungjun.
Which, remember that for later, because someone definitely remembers that and uses that as like a reason why he's mad.
Yeah. And then Minsung calls Hyungjun. And is like...
It's so cute because him and Youngie are sitting next to each other and Youngie is like, oh, just us two broads, never getting any calls.
Yeah.
And as soon as he said that, Hyungjun calls him. And then as soon as he hangs up, Youngie's like, ah!
It's so like, cute. That and then when they're like sitting on those like beanbag chairs together. Not when they're doing the chat in the next episode, but like they're sitting on the beanbags.
They get the gift from
and Youngie's like holding Hyungjun. Their friendship is so cute. I want to know so much about it.
And I'm like obsessed with it.
I know. Jungkook goes down.
Oh God.
He has no voicemail.
He has this whole roller coaster that Jungkook has been on is so crazy because it's just.
Let me get to it. So Jungkook has no voicemail. He calls Youngie.
He takes forever to decide if he even wants to call or not.
I have a feeling, and they probably cut this, he probably asked the producers, do I have to call someone?
And I think they told him.
They were probably like, yeah, you do. So he calls Youngie. It's fine. I'm sure Youngie was kind of expecting it. And this is, I think, when Youngie is like...
Sweet.
Yes. He says, I would love to go bungee jumping or skydiving with you. It'd be very fun, blah, 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 blah. But I think he sees him as like a Hyung. The calls are done. The voicemails are done.
This is the hardest post call, I think.
Sungho goes in to Jungkook's room. First of all, finally, this is our first Sungho Jungkook interaction where it's just the two of them, and they have
you
to.
You guys are BFFs. Yeah.
And he crawls into bed with him, and it's like, "How are you doing?" Hyungjin told me what happened, and Jungkook isn't really like
he hasn't like really formed the words yet. Really.
Right. I don't think he wants to talk about it anyway.
I think he wants to process it, but I think he's confused as to what he's trying to process. Because he says, you know, he wants time for himself that evening, and then he basically like cries all night. And then in his talking head says, I didn't cry my entire time when I was in that 8-year relationship, and I didn't cry after we broke up. And so I really felt like this is the first time I let that all go. And that was, to me, it was like, it's so much more.
That's what it was really. I mean, yeah. I'm sure he was hurt by what Hyungjin said, but I also think it made him look at, this is what I'm imagining. This whole experience has led him to this moment in this night. Look at like, why am I even doing the show? And not in like a negative way, but like, why am I so hell-bent on like being in a relationship?
Yeah.
And it's probably because he knows there's like a gap that he has not
really figured out.
Let heal.
Yeah.
Honestly. And that's like, more than anything else, the saddest part is that he just like hasn't been able to, and maybe it's because he wasn't out until like a month ago. Like he finally is at a place where he can like let that heal, you know?
That's probably why he is like, I want to take some time off while the show is happening, because I really think the show made him realize truly, by being in that vulnerable place, what exactly am I looking for for myself? Because you can like look for someone, but I think he's realizing it's not just for that companionship. I think he may be realizing there's a lot more that I'm looking for in a person that might be unrealistic because I'm putting so much into it.
Well, and also like as a celebrity, obviously to some extent, he is in a unique position where he engages with fans who don't know obviously who he is fully as a person. But also like as an artist, you typically want to like give good energy. It's that like, it's the Katy Perry documentary where she like has the call of like her husband is like, I want to get a divorce, and then she has to like go do a show right after. It's like that energy where it's like he was able to go this long without crying about it because he's been giving himself in other ways to like push it out of his mind. Yeah. And like now that he's in a
contained place, he's not working,
and he's forced to sit with everything that's happened,
especially after the pandemic too, where like all of his touring got cut. Like he just had to stop working. Jungkook, I hope you know that
truly
like
my heart, I was like crying watching this. Yeah. My heart like broke for him. It was so sad.
And you know what, girls? Even if Hyunjin didn't do what he did, this is still something that I think Jungkook would still realize through this entire show.
Throughout the chorus, yeah.
Yeah. So we can be mad and obviously be critical of like Hyunjin making a mistake in the last episode, but like
he does it again too in this episode.
I mean, he does it more in this episode, but it's like, it's not even about like, if you want to put a blame on someone, go ahead. But I think we all need to sit and reckon that like, it's truly deeper than like what people do. It's so much deeper than like what Hyunjin would say to Jungkook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's so much deeper than that like, even if there is a person to blame, it's not actually helping in the overall sense to heal the actual thing that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. Sungho and Sonu then have a chat.
Finally bury the hatch. And
in it, Sungho is basically more or less.
Well, it's so funny because they're sitting there and Sungho's like, why are you already talking like you're my ex-boyfriend? And then Sonu was kind of playing where he's like, well, did he treat you nice? Did he take you somewhere but nice? Like they were kind of bantering about it. And then it kind of broke Sungho a little bit because he's like, he already is like, yeah, I think this is where I want to take it. And they end up having a really like genuine conversation about like how they were a moment.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately this can't go on.
The timing didn't work.
Yeah, that was the big thing that Sungho said. It was like, sometimes timing just really sucks.
Sungho also had he said where he was like, anytime I look at you, I want to cry. And I was like,
And honestly, to me, that's more of like a mark of Sungho's character that like, he cares so much about what his actions could do to another person in that way that like, him saying no could really hurt him and he feels really bad doing that. What a great kid.
Sungho is a star. Yeah. And by that I just mean like this season would not nearly have been as good if he specifically was not cast on the show.
I agree. And it's not that like I
think there's great casting all around though.
I think it's a really good cast. I don't think it like for Sungho it's not like he's like the most entertaining, but he's really genuine.
He seems like he's the heart of the show. Yeah.
It does.
The heart of season.
He's the Monique Hart.
He's the Monique Hart, yeah. Brown cow. Stunning. The next morning, Sungho wakes up Junsung and Hyungjun, but like...
He wakes up Junsung like, hey, baby, let's wake up. Excuse me, sir. Sir, it's time to get up. Sir.
Very funny.
It's really funny. And there's a moment where Junsung like puts his head like on Sungho. Yeah. And he like rubs his hair. They are like a couple. Like
moving forward,
they are dating.
They're dating. They're together. Everyone, there's 6 single people and then a couple.
And then a couple they have to watch. Just
Hyungjin on his newfound quest to be like
Operation Minsung.
Operation Minsung. Great way to say it. Thank you.
Because it truly becomes a mission for him. And I think that's why
a race against the clock.
And I think that's why people are a little like, what is going on?
I know. So he starts flirting with Minsung like at breakfast.
In front of people.
In front of
Hyungjun. And
who seems, maybe we'll say the protective type.
I think so. Because every talking head has been like, he knows that I'm interested, like we're kind of a thing already. So I don't understand.
But then like
Chucky, all of a sudden?
Yes. The mission card is revealed. Junsung because they correctly called each other. They matched in the calls. Junsung and Sungho are going to go on a date. And then everybody else, because they didn't match, they're going to go on a group date all together. So,
it's kind of chaos all around because Junso and Sung are like, great, awesome. Let's figure out what to wear. Let's match. While everyone is fully like, Hyungjun, why the fuck did you not call Minsung? Fully expecting that they were gonna match. And
Okay.
Minsung was like,
am I wrong in saying that couples in a, let's say gay. Let's specifically say gay, since that's, I feel like, what I'm more familiar with. Gay couples do not go out of their way to match each other in America, right?
what are you talking about? Oh, like to match clothes?
Yes.
I don't think they go out of their way. I think it just ends up
Intentionally
happening.
the problem that where gay men
Just
date themselves.
They themselves. I think that's
obviously.
no
Twinners.
I think like gays end up just dating themselves, but I don't think we outwardly do it. But I think it's more of
No,
that, like,
I don't. I can't think of any gay person that would like any gay couple I know
to be like, let's match.
that would be
today.
like, let's go wear the same outfit on a date.
I feel like if it's Barbie, that's really it. Like, if
But
it's
that's
a,
because it's like a
but
thing.
that's just a costume.
And yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But like, it's happened multiple times on the show
in
so
Korea,
far.
like, let's do a couple.
But they talked
outfits.
about it on Exchange too, where they would like have
The matching sneakers.
Yes, and also Haeun and what was his name?
Yes,
Her ex.
Yes, yeah,
They would like match all the time.
all the time. Yeah,
Yeah. It's not a thing
it's
here.
not
I feel
a thing
like.
here. Although
There was a couple at my church growing up who wore the same sweater every week, and they were like old man,
gays.
old lady.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, you just wear my clothes. So what's that about?
You can wear mine.
No, because I'll stretch them out.
So you think I'm skinny? Okay, but then we're bouncing around, right?
I know, like,
First of all, this clothes shopping. First of all, sorry.
they try to look for couples clothes. They go into Sonu's closet
This is
and they're
so
like,
funny.
"Oh, everything here is so drab," and they're like laughing and like, "Ha ha ha!" No,
Everything's
there's
so
nothing here.
dull and ugly. LOL.
And Hyungjin is like, "I can't believe."
And then they like prance out of the room hand in hand. And Sunny was like,
"Well, fuck my drag."
and Youngie has the talking head where he was like, I can't believe he was calm.
I know. He was like, "I would go insane if that ever happened to me." That's so funny. They end up picking. They see Hyungjun and Jungkook's matching jackets, and they're
Yes.
like, "Oh, can we use this?"
And then they borrow shoes.
And then they borrow shoes too. They match the shoes.
Yes. There's a lot going on. A lot is happening.
A lot is happening.
So,
Meanwhile,
so funny.
the girls,
Meanwhile, the other triangle, the only
other-
triangle now.
the only triangle.
Hyungjin is washing. This is important for later. Hyungjin washes dishes at
Important
breakfast.
plot point on who washes the dishes at breakfast and at dinner. Hyungjin.
Hyungjin washes breakfast dishes. Okay? Do we all remember this? We're going to file that away. So at the sink, he and Hyungjun are having a conversation. And I think it's pretty clear.
It's on purpose.
We have discussed in the past, Hyungjun might not be the brightest crayon in the box. And that's fine. That's one of the things I think we like about him.
I think it's
However,
his charming point.
Hyungjin is like, what if like there was a situation where you had a friend and you liked somebody, but your friend also started like hitting on them? What would you do? And Hyungjun was like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't like it. And that's kind of like all they say.
Yeah. But Hyungjin obviously is saying that to lay the foundation.
By the way, girl, gird your loins.
Gird your loins, because I'm coming.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
That's going to be the plot of this episode and the next.
No, he's like, by the way.
Editors, get ready.
Get ready.
There's this very sweet moment too, because they're getting ready for the group date, where Jungkook does Youngi's makeup.
Yeah. like just like a bass.
Little bass.
And Jungkook was like, I was trying, obviously. I really thought that was great, but like I just feel conflicted, obviously, because I still like him.
But I also think like Yoongi is trying to like extend.
Doesn't want to shut him out completely.
He doesn't want to shut him out because he doesn't want to be mean to him, but also like this is the hard. This I don't even know if I would be good, and I mean, but I don't know if I would like have enough. Now that is so hard to navigate. The like someone likes me, I like them as a friend. I don't want to cut them out, but I also don't want to lead them on.
Yeah.
That tightrope act is very hard to accomplish.
Yeah.
And I think it is very nice that Youngi's like trying to navigate it. And I think he does pretty well for the most part.
And I think that's why Jungkook is conflicted.
Yeah.
Like why he keeps saying he has conflicting feelings because he knows that the extension of the kindness that Youngi is giving him is like friendly.
I know. The couple goes on their date. They're going to go tubing. The other ones are figuring out this fucking car drama. Because they're going to take 2 cars, 3 people per car. Minsung has also fallen asleep again. Minsung can't not sleep.
Adam, you know what Minsung reminds me of?
Jinx Monsoon?
No, of you. Period. When you're like, I don't want to do something stressful, or like, I don't want to face how stressful something is. So I'm just gonna
stress.
Sleep.
Like actually
Makes you sleepy.
Will exhaust me. I had to take. Well, we don't need to talk about that. Stress truly. That was like I was so stressed in college that I would just like go home and nap because I was like, at least for 3 hours, I will be asleep and not have to think about stress. And that's not a healthy way to handle stress.
Minsung, but you can tell this. It's like because Minsung
his talking heads are just like
it's like, yeah. I really didn't like the way
I feel uncomfortable that they both like me.
His body is fully being like, girl, go to sleep and good night.
Yeah. So originally it was decided.
I can't even keep track of this.
Oh, it's wild.
Because
originally it was decided that Hyungjun was going to drive and Jungkook was going to drive. And then Jungkook and
Sonu
and Minsung were all going to be in a car, and the other 3 were going to be the other.
Sonu was like started it really, and said to Minsung like, so who should we go with? Jungkook and Hyungjun are going to drive.
Minsung was like, I want to ride with you.
I want to ride with you, so let's go into Jungkook's.
Yes,
and
because Minsung doesn't want to pick up, is not at a place where he can pick yet.
No.
We'll get to the car conversation in a minute.
And like even Sonu was like, well, you know, if you're in the other car, if we go with the other car, maybe that could help you decide. And he was like, no, I don't want to.
So
I know. They're all dancing around.
My God. And then Hyungjun pulls Youngi aside and is like,
hey, let's make this happen. If we both drive, maybe I can take Minsung and someone, and then you can take Hyungjin and Sonu, so you can be with Sonu.
Yeah. This does not work.
That plan goes south pretty quickly.
Yeah. So anyway, no one rides.
And Hyungjin is just trying to like, literally his ears are perked. He's always just like, oh, so where's Minsung gonna be sitting? Okay, yeah, like I'll sit there if you guys don't mind. And essentially, like,
oh my God,
I think it ended up being.
This is why public transit is so important, and we should be funding it more.
I think it ended up being that Hyungjun was gonna drive Sonu and Minsung. It ended up being like that, and then Youngi was gonna take the other 2.
Yeah.
And then Minsung realized that was happening as they were leaving.
Yes.
So he quickly like went to Jungkook and was like, actually, Jungkook, can you drive? And so Hyungjun was like pissed. Remember? Like he even said on the talking, I was like, I was mad.
Yeah.
But obviously he didn't show it. He even like goes to the other car and like waves goodbye at Jungkook and Minsung.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then ends up going to the other car.
Messy. Gays are so messy.
And Yoongi drives them.
Yes. Wild. All for a car ride.
All for a car ride.
All for a car ride.
Because that's the thing though, like is it just like you're
it's not
missing
even a car
out?
ride where you're alone. It would be
That's
one thing if it was like
if it was alone. If
Hyunjin, I'm going to drive
person.
Minsung. 4 people go with Yoongi.
Yes.
Fine. That's one thing. But it was like always going to be 3 and 3.
Yeah. So then like you're just missing out on a conversation of just like, you know, like what ends up happening, like just talking.
Hyunjun, I think ideally in Hyunjun. Well, first of all, Hyunjun is already upset with himself because
he
hadn't called Sonu last night and he had actually called Minsung, they would be going out on another date today.
A full
and
day's
so
date.
that is like the beginning of it, where he's like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
And everyone kind of knows that he fucked up. Also, they're all kind of like rooting for Hyunjun.
I know. They all keep trying to like, well, you guys can ride together or something. Like they keep being like giving them the grace.
Yes. God,
there's so much that happens.
I'm ignoring that day for now. We're gonna go to the nice, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl date.
Easy breezy. Like let's do
easy breezy date.
Okay.
They go tubing, which is very fun. You've never been? We should go this winter. It's actually really fun. Looks great. They have a good time. They go out and eat they go shopping.
Shopping at like a toy candy store.
Yeah, it's cute. Very cute. They're such a winning couple. Yeah, they're great. There is a point where they bet on like who makes it down the hill faster, who like beats the other one down the hill, and the other person gets to make a wish. Whoever wins gets to make a wish. Junsung won because he's heavier. So he gets to make a wish, and then they cut to a talking head where Sung was like, he's like, Junsung is naughty, so I'm very nervous of what the wish is gonna be.
Maybe
we didn't see everything that goes on in the RV, and that's all I'm saying.
Maybe he got his wish.
Listen, if it never gets brought up again, then we know when it happened. Okay. The group date goes go-karting.
In the car.
Fun.
In the car.
Oh, fuck. The group date is on the way in 2 separate cars. Let's call this Jungkook, Sonu, Minsung.
The zeros. The zero car.
Mm-hmm.
And then Yoongi, Hyunjin, Hyunjun. Greater than 0, I think. 0.5 to 1.
Okay.
Just like it's a range.
In Jungkook's car, they are like getting into everyone is like, Minsung, girl.
What the fuck is going on this goddamn day?
This is a lot.
Yeah.
Everyone is, it's a lot. And
he basically lays it out.
Yeah.
What the dilemma is.
I think he's overthinking it. Truly and seriously. I think he really knows that he has like an immediate sparking connection with Hyunjun.
That I think is really like more in like I'm so attracted to them. I think it's like very physical. That's the vibe I'm getting.
The sweatpants later
when they come back, when they return. I think it's physical, and I think they are very. I'll just say I think they're fucking hot for each other. I think they are so hot for each other.
Yeah, which is great. They should be. They're both very attractive people. But he is like really, because he says I was pretty much going to pick yesterday, but then he didn't. He still keeps thinking about the fact that he and Jun. He and Hyunjun have like different lifestyles and like have different. They're at different points in their life.
He keeps bringing up that like, I think I would just be really burdened by being with someone who's very popular. He says celebrity.
Oh yes, because he also that was the other.
But he's like, I think someone that's like popular in that way, like being an online personality, but also like popular in his job, period. Like, he sees people constantly every day. People come back, you know, so
Yeah. But then I think Sunu is like, I like Sunu.
I know, I really...
Sunu has... These are great episodes for Sunu. Sunu has the moment where he's like...
Judy, a real sister.
Yes. Definitely someone you would want as a friend, for sure.
Yeah.
He's like, I think it's important that you have physical attraction. Because then he's like, Min-sung is like, well, Hyungjin and I, like, I wasn't really attracted to him at first, but, like, we have similar lifestyles. I think that's really important. And it's like, he's like, Sunu was like, okay, but you have to, I think it is also important that you should be attracted to them. And I understand why you're overthinking this, but, like, I think you should trust your gut. Is basically like what he says.
Yes. Because he was like, I think that's why I would pick Hyungjun, because to me, like, just, that sounds like I'm excited about it, and then we'll worry about everything later. We're actually in a relationship.
So then they asked the only person in the car who's been on a date with both people.
Yes!
And Jungkook picks
Hyungjin. So
this is what I'm saying, like...
But here's the thing by adding Jungkook in the situation. Jungkook is a gentle soul.
Yes.
And he was like, sometimes, like, Hyungjun, he kind of processes things by making things like jokes or like bits.
Yeah.
You know, like, sometimes I can't really process true, real emotions. We'll have to make a bit about it. You know? And for someone like Jungkook, who I really see a lot of myself, just like more gentle, more sensitive, more caring, sometimes that could be a little too much. So, yeah, it's interesting that he picks Hyungjin.
But I also think it speaks to, like, I don't think he hates Hyungjin.
No. So, girls.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We've already said what we need to say, but.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, that was really interesting. Because even Sonu was like, girl, what are you doing, girl?
I know. Because Sonu is on the Hyungjun train.
Yeah.
He's the engineer. He's the conductor.
It's so funny because he is like, I want people to make the more exciting choices because that's what the show should be about. Like, you taking a risk.
Yeah.
And I think it's coming from Sonu, who I think obviously has played it safe for a long time in his life. His last relationship, he was like, I just didn't see it going anywhere.
Right.
But we just kept doing it because it was convenient. And then I finally stopped.
Right.
That I think that's where he's coming from.
Also, the comedy of Sonu, this whole episode being in that, like, little, like, bonnet ass, like, like a little, like, Victorian child with a toothache. Like.
Oi, Mr. Yumi Dad.
Yes, he is Oi, Mr. Yumi Dad. Yes, that is Sonu in this episode. It's incredible. He's so cute.
Like, he's fully like, well, I'm not hooking up with anyone, so let me just be the fucking grandma of the show now.
Yes. And then the other car, it is just like, so, how y'all doing? Hey.
Yeah. There's like I can't even remember what's going on. What happened?
There's one
conversation they had.
There's like a bit where, like, Hyungjun, like, sings the Itaewon, like, Go Drinking an Itaewon song.
Yes.
But then also he says something and then Hyungjin just, like, doesn't respond. And it's like,
I know.
Different energies.
I want to go to this bar so bad. I bet you they're not. Well, they might let foreigners in because it's Itaewon.
Maybe. Who knows?
Just be like, I know Daniel. Daniel's my chingu.
They get to go-karts. They go karting. There are some metaphors on this date.
That Adam was like, you know what Chakanim wrote and rigged this.
Rigged. Okay. What ends up happening is there are 3 different races, and then the last race is the 3 winners of the first 3 races to see who ultimately wins. It ends that Min-sung, Hyungjun, and Hyungjin all are in the final race together. And Min-sung is in first place, and both of them are chasing after him.
And the loser will end up having to do the dishes.
Oh, yes.
And then it's fully just a matter
Important to remember.
Yeah, the
somebody
dishes.
has to do the dishes.
Someone has to do the dishes. Don't forget. And so we are just watching Hyungjin and Hyungjun clearly like not trying to win. It's really like it. I think it's really obvious that they were like trying to let Minsung win.
They're trying to let Minsung win, but also want to be second. It's
this tiny ass go-kart track.
This is where I tap out because I'm just like not. This is not my energy. I would be like, I'm fine. I would like have fun go-karting, but I would not. It would not
put it in that effort of like.
I would not think about it in these terms, but they clearly are. It's very funny. But then there's a really nice moment in Sanu's race where he was like, I was having a really bad morning. Like the whole time, I think he just is feeling bummed that he
is like not in the picture anymore, really.
Yes.
That he and Song are done.
Yes. And he finally was like, but when I was on the go-kart,
I was able to laugh.
I was able to like have fun.
Yeah. Just a little Victorian baby.
Sanu's a really good guy. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
And you know what? A friend of 17 is a friend of mine.
And then they go ziplining.
There's the part of ziplining where it's like you can go zip together with someone, so you hold hands.
You hold hands and zip down.
And Hyungjin was like, Youngie, let's switch spaces. Let's switch spaces so that he and Minsung can go together. And then Hyungjin. This is where it starts. Like truly like
it starts
beginning
with
and the end.
Youngie and Sanu are going to go together because Youngie's like, I'm going to take this opportunity. He's not giving up.
Yeah, it's like, who wants to go first? I'm like, we are.
Yeah. Right. He's so excited to hold Sonu's hand. It's very sweet. It's very obvious, but what are you going to do?
It's a show. That's what
We're on the show. It's fine.
That's what it's for.
Hyungjun asks
Jungkook, can they switch?
Can you switch spots so I can go with Minsung?
Sure. And so they stand next to each other. And then
Hyungjin is like, Hyungjun, switch me spots so I can go with Minsung.
He was like, well, what about me? Maybe I want to go with Minsung too. Kidding. JK.
They cut to everyone's talking head. Hyungjin says, I realized I shouldn't have said it because I didn't want
Jungkook to feel bad
that no one wanted to go with him. Hyungjun is like, this is when Hyungjun does the like, he knows we're a couple. So I don't know why he's doing this.
I don't know why he's doing it. He knows that we're together.
Right.
Like
we're betrothed. And then Minsung is like, sleepy-eyed, like,
yeah, just like,
I'm so tired, bitch.
He's like, I feel so uncomfortable right now.
Cut back to the other date.
I actually think it's really cute and really funny
that they go camping.
And pretty much a lot goes wrong.
Yes, it's very sweet. So they go camping. They go glamping.
I really want to go. There's got to be somewhere
I'm sure there is.
Nearby that we can do it.
They go glamping.
It's so cute.
They start first of all, it's cold. It is January when they
snowing.
Shot this. It
was snowing when they were doing this.
They just went tubing. Junsung is like setting up the fire, and it's like the flame is going crazy.
It's blowing into the camper.
Right. Then all of a sudden the smoke is like everywhere. Blah blah blah. And it's like very. It's got sitcom energy.
Yeah,
is what's going on. And then they spray this like magic fire that like turns the fire green, which was like fun and
they were like, oh, so cool.
So cool. We love chemistry.
They start cooking the food, but like the fire on the gas is like so weak.
Right.
So it was like not working at all.
Cold. So then he has to cook it over the flame.
Giant bonfire.
It's so wild what is going on. However, they are obsessed with each other. I would say Junsung is like head over heels in love with Sungho.
Yeah.
It is so cute. They are so sweet together. He says like the landscape is beautiful, the weather is beautiful. I'm with a beautiful person. Everything was beautiful. Stand up, Junsung. Stand up.
Stand by your man. They roast marshmallows.
They do roast marshmallows.
And you won't let me roast marshmallows.
Where? Where would we roast them?
Oh, I love a toasted marshmallow. I love s'mores. Like a real s'more where you get the
Where would you roast the marshmallow? You have not answered my question.
Sandwich in that chocolate and the graham.
Are you gonna use the candle, the lighter, and just hold the lighter and then toast it? But I also really like that Sungho is like really into these fucking marshmallows.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he is like, I'm not even listening.
He's I've always wanted to do this in my 27 years of my life. I've never done this before, and I'm amazed.
Yeah, they're fucking everywhere here, girl. I don't know what to tell you.
Oreos right now.
Huh?
There's a s'more Oreo right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw it at Target, but you didn't let me buy it.
No, we can't have Oreos in the house. Not if I want to say ski. And then they go in the camper.
Because they're like, let's just close our eyes for a little bit because I'm so tired. And
there is the application of the lip balm. There is
the cradling of the head.
The holding of the hands.
Yes. Yes! Sungho was like, give me your hand. The other one.
There is.
Do you think they kissed? There's no way they kissed.
There is let me see your face. And then he tells him he's so cute. That was like right at the end.
And then cut away.
And then they cut away. Okay.
Shout the tapes.
I refuse to believe that they did not kiss.
Yeah.
First of all, I understand. Here's what I know. What I know is gay men. And while there are differences in cultures,
a man is a man.
What I know about gay men is that we're not waiting. Okay, we're not a patient group of people. Because Junsung was like, turn off the light. And Sungho was like, no, we shouldn't turn off the light. And Junsung was like, turn off the fucking light. We don't listen. And whatever if good for them.
Yeah.
Congrats to them. After the trauma they just had to suffer through for 6 days, they deserve anything.
Yeah. Girl.
It's
just crazy to think about. This would never have happened in the first season.
No.
Even though the closest thing was the Voguer and then the hairstylist. They did sleep on the same camper, remember? And they did close the light. And I think they just held hands.
Yes. It was very chaste first season. No one kissed. I don't think anybody's going to kiss here, though.
I don't think anyone's going to kiss, but...
God, I wish.
I think they turn off the lights and the cameras didn't post it. Or they're going to show it later that they already have kissed.
I don't know. I mean, narratively, for the producers, it sucks because now it's like, well, that storyline has wrapped. There's nowhere that storyline is going to go. Unless one of them really fucks up. But like, apart from that, which isn't going to happen. But like, apart from that, like, the A plot is done.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. So luckily we have this love triangle to come back to. So back at the men's house.
Making dinner. They're getting... This was my favorite thing to ever happen in this show.
Stakes.
Because I think it finally showed that, like, it's... I don't know. Okay.
What were you going to say?
The sweatpants.
Oh. Yeah. So everybody changes from their date outfits into, like, you know, comfy cash. Minsung puts on...
like yoga pants. Gray yoga pants.
Yeah. Basically Victoria's Secret yoga pants.
Yeah. Juicy.
Juicy Couture. And Hyungjun is like, those are a little tight. And then in the room, I said, Minsung has like a dumpy.
Yeah.
Like his like ass is like fully out.
Juicy ass.
And then
he
in the episode, Hyungjun goes, your ass is out. And I was like, ah! Because I was not expecting that to happen.
And Minsung was like, yeah, I wore it in I wanted to wear this. And Hyungjun was like, I think you should change, girl.
Yeah.
Because it's like assin'.
I was
very surprised that they even owned, first of all, that. Because I mean, I guess gays will always own that. But like,
oh, yeah.
But I was just like, I
was surprised it was included in the show. Because
and then Minsung
first of all, Minsung looked great.
Yeah.
He should not have changed. I was like,
but I truly think if Minsung did not change, I think the tomfoolery that happened with
it would have been worse.
Would have been so much worse.
It would have been so much worse. So it's probably great that he changed. So he changes into like a regular slouchy sweatpant, which is fine.
But it's funny, even when they were like, he was like on his way to change, Hyungjin was like, well, no, I mean, like, well, maybe not. Why do you want to change?
Yeah.
And Minsung was like, you told me to change. He's like, well, maybe. And like was following him to the bathroom. And
then Minsung is like, are you going to come in here and watch me? And then he said, what? And Minsung was like, never mind. And I was like, They like each other. They are very attracted to each other.
Yes.
And I'm sad.
Blink, blink. Like my lashes coming through the binoculars.
They go make dinner. Hyungjun and Minsung are like next to each other making dinner. Hyungjin is like just standing watching them while holding all the vegetables.
I know. And they're like, "Oh, are you gonna saute all those?" He's like, "Apparently."
And we are
the
now.
The wheels are turning.
Operation Minsung is in full effect. So they start eating dinner. There's a moment where he like Hyungjin moves Minsung's like hair out of his face. He like fixes his hair. Hyungjun sees that. Then they're eating dinner and he like feeds him lettuce wraps.
Feeding of the lettuce wrap.
He feeds him one lettuce wrap and then it's like
Hyungjin was like, "Oh, you're gonna feed
everybody?" And then it's like a whole thing where Hyungjin tries to play it off by being like, "Well, the person in the middle should feed those on the sides of them." And everyone is like, "Okay, girl. Whatever.
Do your show, girl.
Little girl." It's not.
I'm glad that Hyungjin later kind of like puts into words why he's actually frustrated about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because Hyungjin keeps going back and forth to different guys.
Yes.
And it feels like to him, it's a little targeted that now it's like, now that we're established, why all of a sudden are you going for it?
Right. Because Hyungjin because he said earlier in the show, he liked 3 people. So it was Minsung, Sonu, and did we ever find out who the third one was? I'm assuming it's Youngie.
Probably Youngie because they went on that date together.
But that was like Youngie just asked him. But yeah. I just don't think... I do not feel any chemistry from Minsung and Hyungjin. Any natural chemistry.
I don't either.
I'm very sure that like Hyungjin likes Minsung. I don't think he's like lying that he like I don't think he's not being genuine in that he finds him attractive or anything, but I don't see them and sparks aren't flying. And they are with Hyungjun. So that's like why it's like annoying.
Yeah.
Cause like, girl.
Well, it's that thing of like Minsung called Hyungjin like twice now, maybe, and has never called him back. So it's like,
yeah.
Why now?
Yeah.
And it feels just like a facetious because it's running. They're getting to
time is running out. Yeah. So
which is crazy because now I feel like now would be an opportunity to like go for Sonu because he is out of the picture with Sungho now. But I don't know. I don't know.
So Hyungjun is pissed, and he
like mad.
Hyungjin had been like, "I'll take care of the dishes again. It's fine. I love doing the dishes. I'm a little maid." Ha ha ha. And Hyungjun, who had lost the race and was supposed to,
doing all the
is
dishes.
like, "I'm just gonna do them," and then starts doing them. And Hyungjin is like, "It's okay. You can just leave it, and I'll take care of it." And he just fully ignores him and like does all the dishes. And then Minsung like kind of goes to like help, and Hyungjin is like, just go to your room. You shouldn't have to help him. Blah blah blah. And Minsung is like, "No, but I'm okay." The washing of the dishes is tense. And then finally, like Hyungjun is like finishes up, and then he like walks out. Somebody's like, "Your face is really red," and he's like, "Oh," and then like he goes outside and is like, had to like breathe because he was so mad.
Yeah, just like cooling himself off on the balcony.
Yeah, and then they have that conversation. Him and Minsung go out and like smoke, and he's like very. I will say I'm very impressed that he was like comfortable telling Minsung like, "I'm frustrated because it's so clear that I like you," and I feel like he's trying to encroach on that. But then Minsung is like, well, I think Minsung is not necessarily like sticking up for him, which is how Hyungjun interpreted it. But I think he's more like, I don't want this to be a thing, so just let it the fuck go because I don't need more drama.
Yeah,
I think is where Minsung was coming from.
Yeah, I think he's just like, I think just let him do what he wants to do.
Let him do his little show.
Because I don't think there's nothing we can do about it.
Because I don't think it, I mean, truly, I don't think it's going to end up mattering. Because I do think Minsung is going to choose Hyungjun.
I think so too. I think the narrative is trying to be like, he's going to overcome the differences and go with his gut. But Hyungjun takes this fully as like, I'm kind of sad that he didn't agree
with me.
So that kind of left me a little disappointed.
Yeah.
Which I think is, again, this is Hyungjin's whole MO, is that he is always just impulsively reacting to the last thing that just happened. Because this is what causes him to act how he acts. He
very much is wearing his like heart on his sleeve. He is like fully... Mm-hmm. He's not turning his emotions off for the show.
No.
Mm-mm.
It's just like one thing leads to the other.
Yeah.
He's not in like a Sonu way, I think, where Sonu can like take himself out a little bit more and see like what decision he can make.
Yeah. And then twist. They have anonymous.
There's a game within a game.
So the couple has come back, by the way.
I would be, you said this yesterday when we watched it, I would be so mad if I was Jungkook and they come home and my jacket, my Letterman
like
jacket smelled like a bonfire.
I would be
because
pissed.
I mean that smell does not.
I would be so mad. I would be so fucking mad. How dare you?
I would be like, so you're going to dry clean this, right? And then drop it off like after the show.
Hello? Fucking rude. Oh, I would be so mad. I truly would be so mad. Unconscionable. So what's going to happen is they're going to have like these chat rooms. Each contestant has a chat room and then people can join anonymously.
But they can only do 2 max.
They can only join 2 in addition to the one that they host themselves. And then you have 5 minutes in each room to like share whatever you want to share.
Jungkook immediately is like, well, girl, fuck my drag, right? Because I have bad spelling and I
know, and he's
I'm
slow to type. I know. So Sungho's chat room is first. Junsung and Sonu join it. And it's clear that they're the 2 who have joined. And Sungho and Junsung are fully just flirting. Like, kiki kaka reading, flirting the whole time.
And Sona's kind of just
and
like
Sun is
watching
just
it
like
happen.
reading and watching it happen, and then like says
one thing, and it's like, I'm very grateful for you, basically.
yeah,
And then leaves.
and then leaves. And then Junsung is like, I felt very sorry for him at that moment. Yeah.
Oh, you can't write this.
You can't write it. It's so good. Youngi's room is next, and Hyungjun, Jungkook, and Sonu all join.
At this point, I wasn't thinking about Daniel being there. Because I was like, okay, like you want to be there for your friend.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, I was like, oh, he already used one of his things just to like be funny in a group.
And then Jungkook was mad because he felt like he didn't get to say what he really wanted to say because Daniel kept making like
it was just like
Hyungjun kept making jokes. Yeah. And then Sonu, you know, was very like, I'm grateful that you've really like been there for me during the show, which is very nice. Jungkook's room is next. Youngi joins.
It's so funny because Youngi was like, I don't think he'll know it's me because it's like a nickname
that
my friends call me outside. And Jungkook was like, that was Youngi because he brought that up on the first episode. Yeah, that's what his friends call him. And then Hyungjin also joins.
And is like, I think you should show your charms more to people. So Hyungjin wasted one of his.
I think it's because he just wants to do Minsung. He doesn't even want to engage with Hyungjin. I don't think.
Sonu's room is next. And he has Junsung, Youngi, Sungho, and Hyungjun. So Hyungjun has now used both of his rooms. Because I think he doesn't want to. Because I think really he doesn't want to pressure Minsung.
Yeah. And I also think
he's probably not in a place where he can like talk about it right now because he was so mad he had to step outside.
He had to step out. Imagine he was in a group chat seeing Hyungjin say things to Minsung about like, I really want to date you, blah, 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 blah. He would throw his fucking phone.
Yeah. There'd be hands thrown, girl.
Bad Girls Club.
Oh! Bad Gays Club.
Fully Bad Gays Club.
Junsung, this is where I was like, everyone on the show likes Sonu.
I know.
They all really care about him. And I think, obviously, we see only like a part of whatever, but I think it speaks to a lot of Sonu's character that the other contestants really like care about him. And
because I do think Sonu goes out of his way to make everyone feel really like comfortable.
Yes, I agree. And so they all kind of like each say a piece and then they leave, and then it's just Sonu and Sungho. And it's like, it was such a perfect like wrap the bow on that ending of that like narrative of the show. And again, like, you can't write this shit. Like, if someone had written that, I would have been like, it's a little on the nose. Yeah.
But because people were genuinely like doing that and feeling that for him. And he even got emotional because I don't think he realized that people actually care about him that way.
Yeah. And then Minsung's is next. And Hyungjin joins. And then that's where the episode ends. But Hyungjun can't join. So I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Is it just going to be the two of them? In this group chat?
Sonu already did two? Yeah, Sonu already did two, right?
I don't know who else is going to join Minsung's room.
Okay, so after all of this, which group chats would you have joined?
I would have joined Sonu's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I think I also would have been like, I'm so impressed by how you managed to make everyone feel comfortable. I think even if like I wasn't in vying for his attention, yeah, I think I would be like, you've really made this experience a lot better because you're fun. I think I would join. Probably Jungkook. Which also, like, I was so nervous that no one was going to join Jungkook.
I know, me too.
I was so
scared. I knew
scared.
that Yoongi was going to, but I was afraid it was just going to be
them.
So I'm really glad that Hyungjin did. I think I'm going to join Jungkook's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of in the same feeling of, like, I just want him to know that, like, even though maybe, because I do think it's possible that Jungkook probably just takes a lot of time by himself.
Yeah.
And so that's probably why a lot of people may not feel like they can approach him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in this way, I'd be like, I really want to get to know you more, or like really want to be like, to hang out with you.
Yeah.
I think I would still pick Youngjun.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because he's funny. I'm having a great time. It's a show, girl. And I'm having a great time. It's real, like, I don't know what to tell you, Adam. I have a type, okay? And it's people who make jokes about whatever. So I genuinely think that, like, him and Youngie probably would be the people that make me laugh the most in the show.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah. And that's it.
And that's it. Oh, girl.
I don't know how we have 3 more episodes.
How are there 3 more episodes? There's 1 day left.
I know. I think there's 1 full day. And
maybe it's 1 full day of last dates split in those 2 episodes, and then the last episode is
But they must not be going anywhere. Like last year.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
See you next week.
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.